Hey, you guys, and welcome to Haunted Story Time. Well, the stories are true, but the characters are fan, family, and friends. Now, if you're new to my page, please hit that subscribe button at the bottom of this video, and also hit that bell button so you can be notified when I drop a live or video. Also, if you're a part of the replay gang, don't forget to close the door. And if you would like to be included in story time, you're a part of the replay gang, you can send your auntie tips through super thanks that's below this video with a heart and dollar sign in it. And thanks in advance. Now, to say hello to everybody that actually made it to the live. Hey guys. Okay. Hey Chastain. Hey Jasmine. Hey Trinity. Hey Nino, you home? Okay, that's what's up. Nino home, y'all. He home now. So y'all can start looking for Nino. Hey Trucker, I hope you pulled over. Hey Maureen, what happened? You ain't a member? Yeah, join the family. Membership, smallest membership package that I have is $1.99. It's cheaper than a set of lashes, okay? $1.99, not a day, not a week, but a month, okay? Cheaper than a set of lashes. Get into the family, guys. Come on. Maureen, I'm waiting on you to join the family. You've been here, but I'm just waiting on you to join the family. Hey, Lavonia. Hey, Roxana. Hey, Roll a Mile in My Shoes. Hey, Miss D. Hey, Keita. Hey, Lavonia. Hey, Cherry Blossom. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Sookie. Hello. Let's see. Hey, China. Hey, Reese with a C. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Kristen. Hey, PT. Hey, Ty. Alrighty, guys. Yes, hello to all of you that have made it here. And if you haven't closed the door, I'm giving you time to do so before I start chumping y'all off, okay? So I'm giving you time to close the door before MC start calling y'all out for not closing the door. Now, if you're new to my page and you don't know what I mean when I say close the door, that means thumbs up the live. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys go ahead and thumbs up the live if you haven't already. This is the time where you get your cakes, your snacks, your pies, your chips, your cookies, anything that you normally eat during story time. This is the time to go collect it before we start story time, okay? Now, if you've been watching these stories and you want to know how you can be included in a story time, there are 3 ways you can be included in story time. Thank you, Dee. Thank you, Nino. Hey, Lakeisha. All right, so there are 3 ways that you can be included in story time. Now, the first way you can be included in story time is by joining the family. Joining the family is a membership. It's $1.99 a month. That's the smallest package I have. You can choose whatever package you like, but the smallest package I have is $1.99. It's cheaper than your baby ice cream money. It's cheaper than some of y'all blunt change. It's damn sure cheaper than these lashes y'all have installed. So it's not going to take none of that from there, okay? Ain't cutting you off at the knees and nothing like that. That's one way that you can be included in story time. Now, the second way you can be included in story time is by tipping. Any tip over $10 will automatically get you put in a story time. Now, you can send that tip through Cash App as well as YouTube, however you prefer. Thanks in advance. My Cash App information is pinned at the top of the chat, so you can see it there. So however you like to send it, that's fine. You can be included and be one of these characters in the story. Now, the last way to become a character in the story is by biggest tipper. Biggest tipper is any tip over $35, and then anybody that comes over you, and then the person that comes over them, and then so forth and so on. You pretty much get the drift of this thing. So whoever at the end of the night has the biggest tip will be put in 3 back-to-back story times. That's 1, 2, 3 back-to-back story times. You guys got it? So those are 3 ways you can be included in story time. And we're about to get ready to start this story time in like 3 minutes. So I'm giving y'all time to get everything y'all need. Your cakes, your snacks, your pies, your wine, your shot glasses, your twisties, your tumblers, your tip money, all that good stuff. And make it on over here in the next 3 minutes so you can sit up late. Let's see. Hey, Step. Happy birthday. It's my birthday show. Okay, that's what's up. You have that charcuterie reward, girl. Hey, Gemini, you back? Hey, baby. Glad to see you back and doing better. That's what's up. Glad to see you back and doing better. We kept you lifted up while you were gone, baby. Hey, Reality. Yes, you are on time. You are on time. You are on time. We're about to start class in like 2 minutes. So I'm giving everybody time to get everything they need. We're going to start at 7:40, 6:40, 8:40, whatever 40 it is for you. That's when we're going to start. Hey, Regina. Yes, y'all get everything together, get all your stuff together, get your tip money together, get your snacks, your cakes, your pies together. Yes, because we're about to start in 2 minutes. If you're in the bathroom, wash your hands, zip it, flip it, flush, and sanitize. Because we do not want to smell your boot fingers all off in the living room with us while we trying to have story time. We don't want to smell it. We don't even want to smell it. So make sure you wash your hands. Hey, Maya. Glad to see you made it. Glad to see you made it. We're going to be starting in 1 more minute, so you know you got to get by the door so you can catch everybody that comes in late. It's basically a board with cheeses, different cheeses on it, That's what it's, Yeah, that's what it's called. Not charcuterie. Okay, that's not what it is, But yeah, charcuterie board has like a bunch of cheeses on it, like hors d'oeuvres with cheeses. So yeah, stuff, yeah, thank you. It's for bougie bitches. There you go, That should have helped place where that should go. Okay. Alrighty, guys, 1 more minute. Hey, Marcus, you was almost late. Are you parked? Are you driving? Let me know where you at. Hey, Katie Royal. I ain't seen you in a long time. And why you ain't a part of the family? Ain't nothing but about now a month. Why you ain't part of the family? What's going on? If your name is Gray, you haven't paid. Okay. You at home with your mama. Okay, that's what's up. You safe. Okay, that's all we needed to know. Make sure you safe. We don't need you out here in these streets breaking laws, watching your phone when you're driving. No, we're not doing that. All right, guys, it is officially 7:40 on my side of town. I don't know what time it is on your side of town, but on my side of town, it's 7:40. So we're about to get ready to start these stories. So I'm going to need for y'all to go ahead and give me those thumbs. Let me know you guys are ready. If you haven't already thumbs up the live, please thumbs up the live. It's like 13 of y'all that have not done that. So if you don't have 2 thumbs, I'm probably talking to you. Now, I ain't got no more Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid give me heartburn, so I can't drink Kool-Aid no more. Maybe when I was little, but I can't do it no more. Hey, Tay Tay, I see. Yes, you was late. You about late. Kobe, what happened to your membership? What happened, baby? I thought your membership was on. Man, what happened? All righty, y'all. Thumbs up the live. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. Because your name great. When you're part of the family, your name green. Your name showing up as gray. Thank you, Chastain. You know what, Chastain? I can't with you. Chastain, you just sent me $2. They don't even include you in story time. Girl, me, you gonna fight me. They took it out your account. Well, why isn't it showing up? Because your name should be green. All family member names are green. I'm gonna need you to check that out. Marcus said if you need help with that, reach out to Nino. He can go ahead and help you try to figure that out. I'm gonna have to hit the corner store and get that. That's okay. Alrighty, guys, we're about to get ready to start the first story. The first story has Step, Miss D, and Reese with a C. Step, Miss D, and Reese with a C. Are you ladies in the building? Are you ladies in the building for your stories? Oh my goodness. Really, just all right. You just gonna keep sending dollars? Talking about $1 for haha. Oh, I can't with you. I can't with you, Chastain. Oh. Miss D is in the building. Step. What's Step at? She still here? Step, and Reese with a C. Reese with a C is in the building. Step, are you still here? I thought it was there on Monday. How you thought it was Monday and your ass on live right now, Tay Tay? You know it's Tuesday, your ass is here. Yes, you're here. Step. I can't with you, Chastain. You just bored. So it just keeps sending me dollars. Like, haha. Where's Step? I can't with you, Chastain. She was just here. How that damn charcuterie board? I Okay, what you just say. Okay, you here. Okay. All right, guys. We got perfect attendance tonight for the first story. We got all three of our ladies here. Step, Reese with a C, and Miss D. We have you all here. I hope you guys enjoy the story. It's been getting a little freaky. I just saw the notification. Like, what the fuck? I can't with you. I can't with you, lady. All right, so step. Reese and Miss D, I hope you lady like the story. Might get a little creepy, a little freaky, but stick with me, okay? Like to hear, here it goes. So step, Reese and Miss D all lived in the same cult. Their families joined the cult back in the day, and they were pretty much born into this cult. And, you know, they lived in perfect fucking harmony. You know what I'm saying? This cult. Now, their parents were so far gone and believing in this cult and what they believed in that they pretty much, you know, did everything that was told to do. So when Step Reese and Miss D came into the world at the age of 3, they had to sacrifice their very first animal, whether that be a chicken, a duck, whatever the case may be. They had to do that at 3 years old. Okay, so they did that, and you know they grew up into this occult. They was in the woods. This occult was like they pretty much lived deep off in the woods where nobody could really find them. These kids didn't go to school. They stayed there and did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So when they reached 18, not 18, I'm sorry, when they reached 13, they were told that they were to become wives of the demon. I don't really want to say his name, but I'm going to say it one time and then we're going to call him P after that. Pazuzu. Okay, so apparently these folks worship Pete, and you know they believe that he was the reason they were protected and all the awful shit they was doing back here in these woods and never got found out about. So they felt like they was protected and had whatever they wanted because they worshiped Pete. Okay, so when the girls turned 13, they were told that they were to become P's wives. Okay. Now, how this goes is the father, their biological father, is to deflower them. Okay? He is to deflower them. Before he deflowers them, he has to make a pact with P saying that his children, you know, this is his daughter. He's giving his daughter over to P as one of the wives. You know, this is a pact they're making. He's going to honor it, you know what I'm saying, and everything. So basically, when a dad goes to deflower his daughter, if she don't bleed, then that means she was deflowered by somebody else and she was made to be a caretaker for the wives of Pete, okay? So the way this goes is when on their 13th birthday, you know, when they turn 13, all on 13 or whatever, they are to be bathed in goat blood. So fresh goat blood, meaning this goat will have to be killed and blood is to be drained into a bathtub where you are to bathe in this while your mom says some incantation over you while you do this. Now, after you do this, you are allowed to, when they rinse you off, rinse the blood off, and they put you in white, you are allowed to go outside for 3 hours and play one last time as a child before you become a wife. So that's what happened that day. They were, you know, put in a tub of goat blood and their mom said what she had to say, rinsed off, put on white, and sent outside to play. Now, when they go outside to play, Reese, Step, and Miss D, of course, they know each other. They grew up with each other, so they know each other. So, you know, they run around playing because the moms are keeping eyes on all the girls. You know what I'm saying? So they run around playing or whatever, and at one point, they run behind the house. When they run behind the house, Step just breaks down. She just breaks down and starts crying. She's like, I don't want to do this. I'm scared. I don't want to be deflowered. Reese starts screaming, I'm too little to be somebody's wife. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be his wife. But Miss D is telling them, you know what I'm saying? All children are doing this. Every child is doing this because this is what they was taught. They was taught that this was the way of the world. They never seen outside. So they grew up, you know, in this cult of people telling them, every dad deflowers his daughter. What are you talking about? This is nothing out of the ordinary. Like every family does this. So this is the mind frame that Miss D were trained to believe that, oh, your dad deflowering you. There's nothing wrong with that because other kids in the world have the same thing happen to them. So this is what they were bred to think. So Miss D was thinking, you know, this is our job. This is what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? She didn't like it either, but her mom had already drilled it in her head that this has to be done. So when Step and Reese is crying, saying they don't want to do it, Miss D is trying to convince them, let them know, like, we have to do this. Our parents said we have to do this. And they like, Miss D, this, I don't want to do this. I'm scared. I don't want, I don't want to do this. And Miss D is just looking at them, and Reese is talking about, let's just run away. And Miss D was like, we can't run away because P always knows where we are. He can find us and it'll be worse. Like we can't do that. But she could see that clearly Reese and Step were crying. They were afraid. They were scared. She didn't want her friends to be scared. She tried to tell them as much stuff as she could to try to calm them down, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't hearing that. She was like, no, I don't want to do this. Scared. So while they're discussing this, the women yells out, call their names. It's time for them to come in the house and get ready for the deflowering. So, of course, Reese and Step was crying and, trying to sing cool when they went back around there, but all the women pulled the kids into the house. So Miss D, Step, and Reese is all in their individual houses, in the bedroom, in the bed, waiting for Dad to come to flower them. So Miss D is in the bed. Her mom and dad walks in. Her dad tells her mom at the door, you are to stay by the door. She is not to run out of here. If she tries, you bring her back. Mom said, okay. She stood by the door. Dad comes in. He get down. He say his pact, his promise and his pact to P before he climbs into the bed with Miss D. He gets into the bed with Miss D, and he's, of course, breath is smelling like alcohol, and he's being aggressive, and she's getting scared, and she's crying, and she's like, no. She's trying to fight him off, but he's so heavy, and she can't get him off. It's like, no. And finally, she, kicks him in the nuts, and he goes down. He, rolls over, grabs his nuts. He, hollering and shit. And she just jumps up out of the bed, jump out of her window, and run. Of course, she's being, screaming. Her parents are screaming, calling her name, chasing her. Miss D is just running. She's running through these woods. She don't know which way to go. She's never been in these fucking woods like that before. They always stay in their little area. She don't know which way will take her where. She's just running. Miss D spends the entire night running in these woods, not knowing where she's going, where she's going to end up. Miss D finally comes to the street. She finally comes to a street when it's daytime. It's early morning, probably 8 o'clock. The sky's baby blue coming into that brightness. She gets out of the woods and runs into the street, and she's looking around, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? She runs on down the street and hears towns and people and cars and shit, and she sees all of this, and she just starts to scream. So people run up to her are you okay? What's going on? And she tells them, I need my friends need help. We need help. And she's telling them, they get the police come down in. Miss D tell them, my friends need help. They're being deflowered. They need help. And the police is like, what? You know what I'm saying? So she tells them, they live in the woods. We've been living in the woods ever since she was a baby. We live in these woods. And the police is like, nobody lives there. And she's like, yes, we fucking live in these woods. Real shit, we live in these woods. That's where I just came from. So, of course, the police, called out their little helicopter. And the helicopter, went over the wooded area where she came from. Sure as shit, this helicopter reports back to the police that they see a big ass barn and maybe 3 or 4 other little houses in the center of the fucking woods. And the police is like, what? Somebody's actually out there? There's people really out there? So they go out there. When they get out there, of course, they bust in, and the girls, all the 13-year-old girls that have been deflowered, they still got on these pajamas that is bloody and everything. They finna do their little ritual, and the police comes in and swarm in and take all these motherfuckers down. All of them. Take all the parents up out of there that didn't get away, took all of them down, pretty much locked up everybody's ass. All these kids were awarded the state. Now, Step, Reese, and Miss D pretty much ended up in the same group home. They stayed in the same group home. Didn't talk to no other kids. Just stayed talking to themselves, scared that P is going to get them because of what happened. So they stayed up under each other. They really talked to nobody else for at least 2 years. When they turned 15, they were separated. Started being adopted out and everything. Moved to other group homes, so they were separated. Now, even though they were separated, they kept in touch. Now, when Miss D turned 18, she reached out to Reese and Step because she knew they was 18 too, so she reached out to Reese and, Of course, she gets in touch with Reese at the foster home that she was living at, you know what I'm saying? And Reese is just like, she don't want to be there. The dad was hella creepy. You know, he watches her when she got the shower. So she like, she didn't want to be there. So Miss D, like, I got my own spot. I'm finna, you know, do my own thing. You want to come stay here? So Reese was like, hell yeah, I'm coming. And they reach out to Step, but they couldn't get in touch with Step. Her last foster parents, you know, the foster parents she had was like, when she turned 18, she went straight out the fucking door and never came back. So they had no idea where Step was. So fine, you know what I'm saying? They left it at that, and Reese and Miss D ended up moving in together. So they get their little apartment. About a year goes by, and everybody's doing good, you know. It's getting close to 19 for them. They sit in the apartment eating dinner. Now, while they're eating dinner, you know, watching TV, all of a sudden they see breaking news. Breaking news comes on, and it's a helicopter showing a building. It's a woman on top of this building. She got a baby in her hand. There's a crowd of people downstairs, police everywhere, and the helicopter news reporter is just basically saying there's a woman on top of this roof that's threatening to jump with her baby, and the police is trying to get her down. So you can see the police on the roof with her, but they at a distance. You know, it's like she's standing there. She got her back to the camera, and then it's like she turns around towards the camera, and she has a knife in her hand. So they see she has this baby, a knife, and it's like, what the fuck? But she's standing on the edge of the roof, so the police don't know how to handle this because if they shoot her, she may drop the baby. So they don't want, you know, they're trying to figure out the best way to handle this. So while the news reporter is like circling around and showing the woman on the roof and everything, you know, Miss D and Reese is still just eating like, oh my God, like this is crazy. What is going on? Like, please, oh, I hope that lady don't jump with the baby. They're just talking about it. And then, you know, they never say what the lady's name was, anything. And then all of a sudden the lady started to scream. So the helicopter got close and was like, she's saying something. And you can hear the woman screamed out, this is my baby. She belongs to me. This is my body. It belongs to me, not P. She said the name. When she said that shit, Miss D and Reese like instantly like got up and got closer to the TV, like looking at the lady's face, and they knew then it was Step. Like, what the fuck? It was Step. They're like, what the fuck going on? Like, and she is like looking disheveled. She looks scared. You know what I'm saying? She's screaming out her body belongs to her, and you know, P could never have her or her daughter, and you know, they like, what the fuck? Like, Reese and Miss D just in front of the TV with their hand over their mouth, like, oh my God, please don't jump. You got that baby, please don't jump. And she turns around and she faces the fucking camera and she says, we belong to God. And she jumps. And the police runs and, you know, they're trying to get to her, but she jumps. And they didn't get to her in time. Miss D and Reese were in shock. They could not believe this shit. Like crying, tears, like what the fuck? You know, blaming themselves. Maybe we should have tried to reach out. Maybe we should try to find her. We should have tried harder. They find her. They were just really like beating themselves up, really hurt by what happened. So it was fucked up. So that night they went to bed and Reese had a nightmare. She had a nightmare that scared the shit out of her. She had a nightmare of the deflowering night. And she was laying in the bed and her dad was getting on top of her. And behind her dad, she could see Step and her baby standing behind her dad, but they looked burned, like burned up. They looked burned and they were standing there. And she could see this in her nightmare. And Step tells her in her nightmare, he knows where you are. He's coming. And she sits straight up, scares the shit out of Reese. Reese sits up in her bed. She had to calm down, catch herself. The fuck, man? Like, oh. So she gets up, goes downstairs to get her a drink of water to try to calm herself down. While she's down there getting her water, she's standing in front of the sink, got a glass of water. She drinks the water, looking out the window in the kitchen window, looking out. She's drinking her water. She is done, get her some more water. She turns around and get ready to walk out of the kitchen, and there stood a 8-foot demon in the doorway of the kitchen. 8 feet. He was standing taller in the doorway. He had 2 creatures on the side of him that had legs like fucking horses, but the head of a bird. Both of them, they had like heads of fucking birds. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, she sees this shit, and she drops the glass. And it's like this demon is breathing like, oh, in the doorway. And she's like, what the fuck? And instantly, like everything snapped back, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is P. This is P standing here." So she screams out, "Ah! Ah!" And of course, Miss D hears this shit, so she runs downstairs to get to Reese. There, Reese is just when she get to Reese, Reese is in the kitchen. She's crouched down. She got her eyes covered. The glass is broken on the side of her. She's just screaming. And Miss D runs over and grabs her, and she's like, "Ah, he's here, he's here." And she's like, "What? Who's here?" And she's like, "P's here. He was just here." And it's scared, like Miss D instantly, like hair stands on end, like, "Oh my fuck." It scared the hell out of her. So they just go upstairs and they go into Miss D room. And we're gonna stay here. We're gonna sleep in here from now on. Okay, cool. So they sleep in the room together from that point on. A couple weeks go by, and they're in the bed asleep. Reese and Miss D is in the bed asleep. Miss D is violently grabbed by her hair and snatched out of her bed, drugged down to the floor. She opens her eyes to see what the fuck is going on. She looks around and she see this big 8-foot fucking demon got her by her fucking hair, and he is dragging her. And she is like, can't scream. She can't get a fucking sound out. She's fighting, she's kicking, she's holding on to shit, but she can't get a sound out her fucking mouth, and he's dragging her ass down these stairs, down into the living room, and around the corner to the kitchen. And when she gets to like the doorway of the kitchen, she can make sound now. And she screams out, "Help! Help!" And Reese hears this. So she jumps up out of bed, she runs downstairs, and as she gets to the kitchen, she sees this 8-foot fucking demon dragging Miss D by her hair out the back fucking door. So she runs over and grabs Miss D's legs to try to pull her back into the house. But this demon's so fucking strong, he's dragging both of them at the same goddamn time. She can't even keep her grip. He's dragging her and Miss D. Miss D is screaming, holding her hair. "Let me go! Help me! Help me!" Reese sees a Bible on the back porch. She picks the Bible up and she launches that shit. Hit the demon in the back. When she hit the demon in the back, his back catches on fire. He lets Miss D go. Reese runs over and she grabs Miss D to pull Miss D back. They watch this 8-foot demon basically bend over and burrow through the fucking ground to get out of there. Like they watch like a fucking beaver. He burrowed into the fucking ground right there before their eyes, like a fucking dog, but he was going so fast, his back was on fire, and he was burrowing through the fucking ground. And they saw this shit, they backed up, jumped back, ran into the house, locked all the doors, grabbed the Bible, and they sat in the room. And they stayed woke the entire night, waiting on morning. Morning comes, they jump up, they go to the first church they see. We need to be baptized. We need to be baptized like right now. This shit is not going to stop. We need God in our life. We need to be baptized. They know that Bible was able to run him off. So if we got God in us, he can't touch us. That was their logic. So they decided to get baptized. And after they got baptized, shit calmed down. Like majorly calmed down. They went on with their lives. Eventually got their own spots. Got men in their life. Children. Both of them had daughters. Both Miss D and Reese had daughters. Damn, they're a week apart from each other. And now that their daughters are like 7, they've started to talk about this big, tall monster that keeps coming into their room at night trying to take them away. So now Miss D and Reese feels like because they, I guess, broke the pact, it's coming after the girls now. Miss D has had her daughter baptized, but it didn't help. It's not helping. Reese moved like way out of town, like way away from where she was born, way away from where she lived, to try to get her daughter away from P. But it's not working. It's not working. So they both are, trying to collab to figure out what they can do to save their daughters, because P may feel like them daughters belong to him and he ain't gonna stop coming. So they don't know how to reverse it. how to stop it. They try baptizing their daughters, but it's not working for their daughters like it worked for them. So they don't know what to do. But hopefully they can figure something out. But that's you guys' first story. This is your brief intermission where you get to go to the bathroom, get yourself a drink, retwist your twisty, refill your shot glasses, go over to tip your auntie, and meet me back here in 2 minutes for the last story of the night. Now, why y'all fucking with Super Devil? I can't. Not Super Devil, Nino. Where a Super Devil come from? And yeah, you late, Dion. I need a late slip. I need a late slip, a doctor's excuse, something on why you late. Thank you, Miss D. I'm glad you liked the story. And thank you, Miss D, for the tip. Y'all go over to tip y'all auntie. I'm waiting patiently waiting. And then Chester, you gonna send me $5 to my if Petty was a person. I can't. You are the epitome of petty, apparently. Damn, auntie killed me a day before my birthday. Oh, thank you for the story. I can't with you, Steph. Shut up. I can't with you, girl. They better take some bottles around the girl like phone books. Okay, and I don't know what they could do. All I told them I could do was pray. All I told them I could do was just pray for them. That's all I could really do because they into a whole they in some deep shit, and I don't know nothing about what they involved in, how deep they in that shit. I don't know how to say them. I doubt sage or anything along them lines will help them. So I didn't even advise them to do anything but stay prayed up because that's the only advice I can give. That really is really all I can give because I don't know how to stop that. I don't know how to make it stop. I don't know how to calm it down. I don't know how to do none of that shit. So yeah. All right, guys, we're about to get ready to start. Go over and tip your auntie. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Evelyn. Look for a Christian demonologist. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll try Googling some stuff, but you got to realize these girls, they grow up in school. They don't know nothing about that type of stuff. They didn't know nothing about that type of stuff. So it's a lot of stuff they still being shown, you know what I'm saying, or being taught or learning about. So they didn't really from birth to 13. These girls had no school education, didn't know how to read, nothing. Parents didn't think that was important. They felt like them becoming wives of P was more important, so that's what they focused on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, Steph said her birthday tomorrow, and I killed her day before her birthday. Oh, poor thing. Y'all tell y'all cousin happy birthday. Y'all got them happy birthday emojis. If you in the family, you got them happy birthday emojis. All family members post a happy birthday emoji for Step. Yes, and give it those thumbs and let me know you guys are ready for the last story of the night. So I need a thumb and a happy birthday emoji in the chat. Only members can do the happy birthday emoji. Y'all got them. Y'all got emojis. Just click down there where your little faces, where your smiley face is in the chat. And your happy birthday. All your emojis, member emojis will show up. Yes, give it a thumb. Give it a thumbs. There you go. Thank you, Trinity. Happy birthday, emojis. They're gonna move to Valley City, Auntie. Okay. Thank you, Nina. She told my weight is going too fast. Thanks, everyone. Yes, y'all hear her with them happy birthday emojis. That way she can see who said happy birthday because she know what the emojis look like. She'll remember. All right, guys, we're about to get ready to start the last story of the night. The last story of the night. The last story of the night has Crystal, Sweet Tea, and Evelyn. Crystal, Sweet Tea, and Evelyn. There you go, step. You see the happy birthday emojis? That should be able to help you out because I know it was a lot of oncoming fast, but you know how the family is on birthdays. Evelyn, yours on the 5th of June. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. We're going to have your happy birthday emojis coming up too. Let us know we can put the happy birthday emojis in there for you too. You can only put my happy birthday emoji in there. Yeah, my happy birthday emoji. Alrighty. Reality's on the 4th. Okay, let us know so we can put y'all happy birthday emojis out. Sweet Tea is out of town. Okay, so Sweet Tea got a good reason for being absent. Crystal, is Crystal here? Until you see the video I sent you on TikTok. No, I gotta check it out. Because I hadn't really checked on my messages. It's so many of them. I hadn't really checked them. Tay. So we got Step, Evelyn, Miss D, and Chastain. Those are the only 4 people that have sent Auntie cash apps. So y'all know them. You be doing your auntie wrong. You know how they do me, girl. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah, it's 20 reality. Alrighty, guys. So it don't look like Crystal is here, and we know Sweet Tea is out of town, so she won't be here. So Evelyn, it's like you're the only one here for your story. So I hope you like it. Like to hear. Here we go. Now, Crystal, Step, and Evelyn are all sisters, and their family is very business minded. So when they turned 18, their family decided to buy them an apartment complex. So a little small apartment complex, nothing really, really big, a little small apartment complex. Thank you, Reese. So that's Reese with a C, Tay. So, and Reese is biggest tipper as well. Congratulations, girl, because I don't know who's going to beat you before the end of this story. But Reese is biggest tipper with $40, just to let you guys know where the biggest tipper is at. And Reese is already jumped that hurdle. So if anybody want to buck on Reese, the floor is open. I doubt it because she fight back. But I mean, if you want to book, the door is open for you. The floor is open for you. Alrighty, guys. So, like I was saying, they have business-minded families. So their family decided to buy them a small apartment complex that they can flip and make money off of, to try to help them learn how to invest, and, you know what I'm saying? So that's what they did. They bought them a little small apartment complex. Now, Crystal, Sweet Tea, and Evelyn had no idea on how to do this shit. So they did have family members that was telling them the process and steps they needed to do. So they hired a construction crew first to come out there and gut the apartments and, everything that needed to be fixed. Now, they hired this crew. And while they're standing out there talking to this crew, an old lady walks up into the apartment complex and she just starts to go off. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. Get off this damn property. This is not your property. Get the fuck off this property. She going off. You shouldn't be here. This is not a place for you. Get the fuck off the property. And while she's going off, of course, Crystal, Sweet Tea, and Evelyn's looking at her like, who the fuck is this lady? And then another girl comes out and she comes and get this lady. She's like, I'm sorry, it's my mom. She has dementia. I apologize. And she grabs her mom and she takes her back across the street. Now, the mom just happened to live across the street from the apartment complex. So she takes her back across the street. She apologized to Evelyn and let them go on with their day. Now, she screamed out they shouldn't be there. They need to get their ass off the property and everything. Okay, cool. So Crystal, Sweet Tea, and Evelyn, and they laughed it off with the construction workers. Like, don't mind her. Just go ahead and do what you got to do. Now, the construction workers began their work on these apartments, and accidents was not short of coming around this bitch. Weird accidents started to happen from the time they started working on this apartment. Now, the first accident that happened was these construction workers are veterans construction workers. They know how to do this shit with their eyes closed. But one of their construction workers went up to the roof to hang shingles. While he was hanging shingles, he lost his balance and he fell off the roof. Now, of course, everybody that knows this man, every construction worker that knows this man is like, he wouldn't, how the fuck did he fall? Like, he's so good at this shit. That's why we put him up there. Made no sense to none of the workers how the fuck he failed because he's so good at this shit. But he failed. And of course, Crystal them looked at it like, it's just an accident. He just failed. It's a worksite accident. Next thing that happened was they told the construction workers a couple weeks go by, and they tell the construction workers they can go on break. So all the construction workers go on break, get their food, sit in the trucks or whatever, they eat. Now it's time for them to come off break. They come off break, and one of the construction workers come over to Evelyn. He's like, we haven't seen Roger. Where's Roger? We've been looking for Roger. And she was like, was Roger here this morning? They was like, yeah, Roger was here this morning, but we don't see him now. So Evelyn decides to start going around, looking at the workers to see where Roger was. Well, she goes around and she's looking and she noticed it's somebody in one of the trucks. So she goes over to the truck and she looks in the window and she sees it's Roger sleep in the truck. So she bangs on the window. Hello, your ass at work. You're not supposed to be sleeping. Hello, he don't move. Hello, he don't move. So she goes back over to the work site and she tells them, hey, who on this red truck out here? Because this old boy's in that truck sleep. Y'all need to go get him up and tell his dad to get out here and work. So a couple of construction men go over there and they unlock the truck and they like, hey, get up. But when they unlock the truck and open the door, he just falls out the fucking truck. So they grab him. Hey. Call the ambulance. He was dead. They say he was dead. Like, he just went to sleep in the fucking truck and never woke up. Everyone thought this was a little weird. Like, what the fuck? This is a young guy. This guy's like in his early 40s. So they like, what the fuck could have happened to this man? Like, did he have any, health issues? And everybody was like, he was fine this morning. And, he was laughing and, they didn't understand, like, what the fuck? But, of course, they chalked it up just worksite accidents and they kept on moving on. The third situation that happened was another co-worker who was like the class clown. This co-worker, this construction worker would run around, he would work, but he would have everybody laugh. He was silly, tell all kind of jokes and shit. People would just laugh and everything. Thought he was funny. And this same construction worker came in that day and he was fine. He had jokes. He was making everybody laugh and everything. And he started working. Maybe 20 minutes after he started working, everybody was outside, having a little meeting. He's supposed to be in there. So they having a meeting, Evelyn, them talking to the crew and everything. And he comes barreling out of one of these fucking apartments with like a wall scraper in his hand. Like he straight paint shit on the wall. He had one of those in his hand. And he comes charging like full speed in a rage at the crowd. And he stabs a man in the neck with the corner of this goddamn like spatula thing. And they're like, what the fuck? They call the police, call the ambulance. A lot of the co-workers knocked him down, you know what I'm saying? And put him, had him held so when the police got there, they could get to him. And after they knocked him down and, like pinned him up against the wall so he couldn't move, he didn't even know why the fuck they was holding him. He like, why are y'all holding me? What are y'all doing? And they like, you know what you did? He's like, what did I do? Why are y'all fucking holding me? And the police get there, they tell the police, he just stabbed the man. And he like, I did what? Like, I ain't do shit. And they was like, he just stabbed the man. And he's like, no, I didn't. And he see his coworker being rolled out in the stretcher. He's like, what the fuck happened to him? And they like, you stabbed him. No, I didn't. This man had no fucking idea. He stabbed this other coworker. He had no memory of doing this shit, nothing. But, police don't let your ass off with, I don't remember killing them. So they locked his ass up. And this dude was in the back of the police car like crying. He was like, I swear I didn't do this. But everybody saw him do it. And he didn't remember doing the shit. So when when that shit happens, the ambulance pulls off with the other dude, the police pulls off. Evelyn tells the construction workers to go back to work. Everybody go back to work. And while Evelyn is standing there watching everybody go back to work, she turns to the right and she sees this little old lady standing on the porch. She got this look on her face like, she's just shaking her head no. And Evelyn looked, she's like, oh, she creepy. You know what I'm saying? And she walks on off. So a little time goes by and they finally finish the apartments. The apartments are ready to go. So the night of the grand opening, they having the grand opening the next day to show everybody the apartments and what they did, show their family, how they flipped it and got it looking good and everything. And they are out there, like talking to the construction workers, letting them get ready to leave and everything, telling them they good to go. And while the construction workers are leaving, The old lady across the street, daughter comes out the house and she comes across the street. She introduces herself to Evelyn and, Sweet Tea and Crystal, and she lets them know, I'm her daughter. My mom, I'm sorry about the way my mom acted when you guys first started. She's been in this neighborhood since she was a little girl. And my mama remembered when it was a serial killer that lived in these apartments. And of course, Crystal, Sweet Tea, Evelyn, they didn't have no fucking idea. Like, what? A serial killer? What are you talking about? And the girl goes into details and she let them know her mom was a little girl. It was a serial killer that stayed in the apartment. She said that the police didn't know who they were looking for at the beginning. This man was just taking random people off the fucking streets. And it's not like he was taking homeless people or prostitutes or people that folk don't really check on. He was just taking regular everyday people. Like, if somebody took your ass, of course your family would be looking for you, but he wasn't worried about none of that type of shit. He was taking people that people would look for. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, when mom was little, she said this man was on a killing spree for almost 3 years before they caught him. When they caught him in those apartments. They caught him in the act of killing another person in those apartments. Apparently, this man killed and buried 9 bodies on the property. 9. Inside the apartments and on the property, outside. Police, found out. They came there, they locked his ass up. They found, bodies and everything. And the mom, her mom was just like, it's cursed. She was like, that ground is cursed. All that is cursed. You shouldn't be on the property. You don't, be over there. So she was just like, that's why my mom said she didn't want y'all shouldn't be here because she a serial killer used to live there. She says a lot of crazy, wild things that go on over here. She would hear people screaming at night from over here in these apartments when they were abandoned. So, but I was just letting you know that's why she flipped out. She didn't mean to scare you or anything. And they was like, okay, cool. I appreciate you letting us know. So the girl goes back across the street. Evelyn and Sweet Tea and Chris was like, why the fuck did they tell us this shit about the apartments? Like, they were supposed to tell us this. And everybody couldn't understand why the fuck nobody told them that about the apartments. But they had to do their walkthrough of all the units before they left to make sure everything's in tip-top shape. So when they come in the morning and they open it up, the apartments are ready to go. Just do your paperwork, you approve, get your ass on an apartment. That's how they wanted it to go. So they do their walkthrough. And they start going through the units together one by one. And they started like the first unit on the end. They go into that one and they get into the first unit. When they go in, they turn on the light and they close the door and you hear somebody, ah! From a back bedroom. And you're like, what the fuck? Hello, is somebody in here? But nobody says shit. So they all walk to the back and they check the rooms and there's nobody in the apartment. But they know they heard this fucking scream inside the apartment. They check closets, couldn't find shit. They come out of the apartment, like, okay, that's crazy. You saw sinister stuff. It's like, okay, that's crazy. So they go to the second apartment. They get to the next unit and check it on. Time they open the door, it's just a blast of cold air. Woof. And they're like, what the fuck? Who turned the air on this high in here? Did nobody remember coming in there turning on the damn air? Had nobody been in that apartment to turn on fucking air. So it was weird the damn air was on, but it was freezing. And when, Crystal goes over, she noticed the air ain't even fucking on. Evelyn like, how the fuck is it so cold in here then if the air ain't on? I don't know, but the fucking air ain't on. She like, y'all can come look. They all look at the thermostat. Sure as shit, the air was not on. But the room was showing at fucking 60 degrees inside the building, inside the apartment. So they like, okay, we gotta fix this. Maybe the thermostat is broke and we gonna have to fix this shit. They come out. They come out. And they go into the third apartment. Now, when they get to the third apartment unit, the door is already open. That's strange. Evelyn looks at Crystal. Did you open that door? Crystal like, yeah, no. Sweet Tea, did you go in there? Sweet Tea like, no, I ain't been in there. The fuck? Who opened the door? So Crystal goes up to the door. She sticks her head in the apartment. Hello? Nobody says anything. Maybe one of the workers left it open. You think? But we got to do an inspection of this apartment too, so they go on in. They get in. They attempt to turn the lights on. Click, 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 click. Light, oh, come on. The fuck? Something wrong with the bulb? Time. Evelyn say there's something wrong with the bulb. The door slam. Bah! The fuck? They all turn around. What the hell? Open the door, Evelyn. And Evelyn snatching on the door, but the door is not fucking opening. Sweet Tea like, what the hell is going on? All of a sudden you hear like wind starts to circulate in this apartment. And they know ain't no fucking windows open. Like, what? What the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Crystal's like, open the door, open the door. Ella's trying to get it open, but she can't get it open. Sweet Tea's trying to open up a window. They can't get shit open, and the wind is picking up in this house. And all of a sudden, they start to hear echoes of help, help, screams, help, screams, help, help, help. And they turn around, they see all 9 victims standing in the fucking apartment the way they died. If your throat was slit, you're standing in front of them with a bloody fucking neck, throat slit, blood coming out your mouth, screaming help, trying to say help. They saw all 9 of the fucking victims. And then when they look behind the victim, they see this big, massive ass man that look like he has leashes in his fucking hands. And all 9 of these victims have a fucking leash to their neck. And it's like they're trying to get loose. They're reaching and screaming for help, and he's laughing the most sinister laugh they've ever heard. This shit echoed throughout the apartment like it was speakers in the goddamn building. They just like trying to get the fuck out, and he's like laughing all loud and fucking malicious, and these dead ass people are reaching and trying to get to them and help, 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 and they cannot get out this fucking apartment. And he lets the leashes go, and all 9 of these motherfuckers start to charge at Evelyn and Crystal and Sweet Tea, and they're still pulling on the door. All of a sudden, the door flies open, and there stood the old woman. She said, hurry up, get out, hurry, run, run. They see this, and they run. They all run out the door, and the old lady reaches in to close the door. When she reaches in, she's snatched in, and the door slams behind her. Instantly, Evelyn starting to get it up. Boom, boom, boom. They trying to get the door open. Boom, boom. They hitting on the door. The door is not budging. Trying to lift the windows up. Nothing is budging. They call the police. Help us. Help us. This old lady, she's trapped in one of the buildings. Please help us. The police, the fire truck, all of them rush out there. They get to the apartment. They boom, hit the apartment, one of them battering ram thing, hit the door. The door flies open. They rush in. And Evelyn and Crystal and Sweet Tea is just standing there like, please hurry up, please hurry up. The lady's daughter has come across the street now, like, have you guys seen my mom? And they like, oh, shit. Something snatched her ass in the apartment. They going to look for her now. So the police comes out and they like, we found her. And Evelyn was like, is she okay? Is she fine? Is she all right? And they like, no, she's not. Like, we found her in the back bedroom. You know what I'm saying? So the ambulance go in there and, get her body and bring it out in a little bag. And of course, her daughter was like, no, I want to see. I want to make sure that's my mom. That can't possibly be my mom. Like, I need to see her. And they unzipped this body bag so she could see her mom. And her face was just like that's how she died. Well, her face like scared the shit out of Evelyn, Sweet Tea, Crystal, and the daughter. They all jumped back like, what the fuck? What happened? The EMT said she had a stroke. She had a massive stroke that killed her. And the daughter was like, well, why the fuck does her face look like that? She looks scared. And, of course, they was like, when you have strokes, your face muscles do all kind of stuff. So that's what they chalked it up to. But Evelyn, Sweet Tea, and Crystal knew the truth. Police questioned them. How did she get in there? What was going on? And of course, you can't say, oh, we were running from some demons from hell and she saved us. And then, the demons snatched her ass in and ate her soul. You can't tell the police no shit like that. So they were just like, she had dementia. She probably wandered in, to one of the apartments. And, we noticed one of the doors slammed and we tried to get the door open, but we couldn't. We called y'all. So, police was like, okay, she had dementia. She must have just wandered in and, locked herself in and got scared because she couldn't get out and had a stroke. So that's what they stuck with. But Evelyn and Sweet Tea and Crystal didn't feel right with the daughter not knowing what really happened. So when the police and everything was done talking to them, they pulled the daughter to the side. And of course, she was upset and distraught and everything. And they was like, we want to tell you what happened to your mama, but you probably won't believe us. She was like, what? And they told her exactly what they saw, what happened in the apartment. how the mama was able to get the door open, but they couldn't. She saved them. And the daughter was just like, "Are you serious?" And they was like, "Yeah, we're serious. That's what happened." And the daughter was just like, "She said she was gonna do it. I guess she did it." And they like, "Huh?" He's like, she said she was gonna do it. I guess she did it." And Evelyn was lost. Like, what do you mean she said she was gonna do it? And I guess she did it. And she was like, "Well, when my mom was young, her older sister, was one of the people that were found in those apartments that the man killed. And she always said that, her sister had never moved on, that she see her sister walking through those apartments when they was abandoned. And she always said she was going to save her sister. She was going to go over there. She was going to save her sister. So I'm assuming that's why my mom was even over here. Like, she must have seen her sister again and figured she was going to come over here and save her. And then the daughter was just like, it's just comforting to know that, what I'm saying, she's finally with her sister, because that's all she had a hard time accepting her sister's death. Even as a little girl growing up, she just always felt like she was shortchanged. She never had that relationship, that bond, like people have with their older siblings. She always just felt shortchanged on that shit. You know what I'm saying? She also felt guilty because the night that her sister went out and got killed, she snuck out of the house to do it. And the mama knew she snuck out of the house because she was the cover for her older sister. So the mama knew that she snuck out of the house, but the old sister never came back. She was murdered. And her mom always blamed herself for not saying something, sooner when her sister was missing. Because it was like, she's not missing, she's just out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get my sister in trouble, so I'm just going to shut the fuck up. Her shutting the fuck up, led to her sister's death. And that's she always blamed herself for that. So the daughter didn't have no ill will towards them. They had no ill will for what they said happened. She believed that shit, and she just felt like her mom was really in a better place with people that, with the sister that she always wanted. You know what I'm saying? After that shit happened, Evelyn and Chastain and Crystal just didn't feel right having the apartments. They didn't even open them up the day that they were supposed to open them up because that whole situation went down. So they didn't even feel comfortable having a fucking apartment complex no more. They later decided to sell that shit. They never even opened it. They just fixed it up and pretty much flipped it. They flipped it, got way more for it, split the money between them three, and they let the apartment go. They didn't want to have nothing to do with the apartment. They didn't want to have nothing to do with, what I'm saying? They really felt like that shit was not a good place to be. So they didn't want to put no people in that, in the apartments. They didn't want to put no people on the grounds knowing what they knew and what they had saw. So they didn't feel comfortable, having and owning and running these fucking apartments. So they eventually sold the apartments for more than what they bought them for. And they split the money down the center, all three, split it in three ways, and they went their own separate ways, did their own thing. The apartments later changed from hand to hand to hand, and then to hand, and the last set of hands that the apartment changed place to decided to open the apartments. They was like, ain't no need in, just having these beautiful apartments not open. Now, all the hands before that, something happened to why they didn't open the apartments under their ownership. But apparently, the last set of hands, they got these motherfucking apartments, opened the apartments up, took application, and started putting people in. Tenants complained of paranormal activity that was going on in their house, being locked in the rooms, when they're in the house by themselves and they know they didn't do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Being locked in the rooms. Kids are having like really awful nightmares in these fucking apartments, and the parents that are going through all this paranormal activity type shit goes to the leasing office and let them know that this shit is going on. Some people have even showed up with footage from inside of their house showing their fucking cabinets and refrigerators opening on their own, doors and shit opening on their own. But the leasing office says everybody's fucking crazy. Everybody's crazy. None of that shit is happening. Everybody's crazy. You're overworked. You're tired. You don't be paying no attention. Do you drink? Are you high? There's a lot of that stuff that could be going on because ain't nothing in your apartment moving around. Ain't nothing in your apartment causing this type of shit to happen. That's not real. Paranormal activity type shit is not real. It's a fucking gimmick. It's not real. So these are what the tenants are being told when they report what the fuck is going on in their apartments. So they have a high turnover rate with tenants in these apartments because they don't seem to fix shit. They just keep telling people that they fucking crazy. And they don't even stay in the apartments. The fucking leasing office people don't have, you know how you go to a lease some apartments and the leasing office people will have an apartment in the apartments. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the people live in the fucking apartments, whether it's the people that clean up outside, somebody that works for the fucking apartments live in the apartments. That's always been the case. Wherever I've known apartments to be, somebody from the fucking that works for the apartment, 9 out of 10 live in these apartments too. But these motherfuckers didn't. Out of all these units they could have moved into, they didn't. None of them lived on the fucking property. Not one of them lived on the fucking property. But if your ass lived on the property and you showed up like some crazy shit is going on in my house, they disregarded your ass, told your ass if you ain't fucking like it, move. And you're not getting no deposit back, none of that shit. You don't like it, get the fuck on. That's their answer for everything that people come and say, you know what I'm saying? Some problems going on in these fucking apartments. That's the answer that they give them. You're crazy, you're tired, you're high, you drink, you're overworked, you're exhausted, you're hallucinating. They give you all these fucking solutions before they tell your ass if you don't fucking like it, you can move. And these are based on your income type apartments. So in Atlanta, apartments high as fuck right now. Like a fucking 1.5 bedroom, or one bath, 1 bedroom, 1.5 bath is probably gonna run you almost $2,000 down here in Atlanta right now. So based on your income, beautiful ass apartments, motherfuckers was piling up. They was jumping over each other trying to get into these goddamn apartments. So the leasing officer is like, you don't like that shit, get the fuck on. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? I'm telling you, if you come to Atlanta, you might well buy a house. Because if you get an apartment, you paying house prices. This shit is no joke. So these folks were willing to deal with this fucking bullshit that's going on in their house rather than being out on the streets. Because if you can't afford $2,000 plus, you're not getting no apartment. You're not getting no apartment. And based on your income apartments, boy, them motherfuckers go like hotcakes down here. So if you ain't got an application in, you thrown on a wait list that could be last for like 4 or 5 fucking years. Real shit. It ain't a lot of those out here either. Based on your income apartments, it ain't a lot of those out here. So if you run across one, you actually get accepted. Motherfuckers don't like to leave those apartments because it's like, ooh, the rent, I can deal with this. Versus you being in some regular ass fucking apartment that's not based on your income, paying $2,000 plus, you know what I'm saying, to live there. So, and then you ain't even got your own space because the motherfucker downstairs can complain. The motherfucker upstairs can complain, and then your ass in trouble. And you be kicked out based on what apartment B and C had to say about you. So people dealing with it. People are dealing with the fucking hauntings that's going on in their house because nowhere else to fucking go. So Crystal Sweet Tea thought it was fucked up. They felt like after they realized these people had opened that shit up and started putting people in there, they felt like they should have just kept the fucking apartments and just never opened them. And that way nobody would have to suffer or go through this shit. But they had already sold it. There wasn't nothing they could say about it. There wasn't nothing they could do about it. I mean, they went to the leasing office, you know, on behalf of the tenants to let them know some shit be going on in these folks' apartments. But they got told the same fucking thing. If they don't fucking like it, they can leave. Ain't no fucking such thing as ghost hauntings. Are you crazy? That shit ain't for real. That's what they get hit with. So people are just dealing with it. But the turnover rate in tenants, shit is amazing. Like thousands of fucking people go in and out these goddamn apartments, don't stay no longer than 2 weeks to a month, and they gone. Because there's no help. Nobody there trying to stop it. It's not like the fucking leasing office is like, hey, we're going to bring this paranormal investigation team in to see what the fuck going on. No, the leasing office is playing like this shit ain't even going on, and you're crazy for thinking that it is. And if you want to leave, you can leave, bitch, but all the money you gave us, that's ours. So you can leave broke. And that's how you doing. So that was you guys' last story of the night. I know it was some bullshit, but that's the last story of the night. Sorry you guys had to hear the fuck shit, because I feel so sorry for them people because ain't nobody trying to help them. So landlords must not live on the property either. They don't live. They don't. I ain't saying they must not. I'm not saying that it's mandatory that they do. I'm just saying all the apartments down here, if you go to an apartment down here, 9 times out of 10, the motherfucking leasing officer can tell you how these apartments feel. Why? Because she lived there. She lived there. Or maintenance man lived there. Somebody live on the fucking property that works in the leasing office. So, I mean, that's big. I guess that's by choice. And then you got to think about it. If you work there, then 9 out of 10, your apartment is going to be cheaper because you work there. So, most people move on to the fucking complex because it's cheaper and they can live there. So, the fact that these motherfuckers choose not to live on the property, even though they can live there and it'll be cheaper, they choose not to, is because they know that the fucking apartments are haunted and they know what's going on, but they're not confirming this shit. They're making everybody that comes to them and tell them some crazy shit going on seem crazy. So these apartments have a high fucking turnover. The longest people have stayed in this bitch is less than 60 days. And that depends on where your unit is. Because if you ended up with one of them units where he actually murdered somebody, your ass ain't done no longer than 14 days. But that's how they doing it. So there you guys go. That was the last story of the night. I hope you guys enjoy story time because I enjoy giving you guys these haunted but true stories that's crazy as fuck because I can't believe people do this type of shit. But hey, it's not in my house. So thank you guys for joining me for story time. I greatly appreciate it. Reese, congratulations on becoming the biggest tipper. You will be put in 3 back-to-back stories, love. So thank you on that. Thank you to everybody else that tipped tonight. You guys will be put in story time as well. Y'all know my motto. Stay safe, social distance, and don't slap the sleeves off a bitch unless she earns it. I love you guys. Good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye-bye.